Hello and good afternoon, you guys. It's 4:31 p.m. It's Saturday the 10th. If you haven't seen yesterday's video, I went to the Eclipse pool party, which takes place every Friday between 6 and 10 p.m. at the Lifetime Fitness Center. And towards the end, I had played a game of chess. And today it is very hot. Yesterday it was between 85 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Today it is 90 plus, so it is still very hot. Earlier this week, it was gloomy. Now we're in the peak of a heat wave. Yesterday I may have mentioned that it was 104 degrees Fahrenheit, but that was at Cerritos, the location that we went to the Apple store yesterday and got myself the new iPhone. But the temperatures that I mentioned here are those in the hills here in the Laguna Hills. On this hot Saturday here, I just made it to Huntington Beach. It is packed like Cheetos here. I know I say that a lot of the time when it is this crowded. There's a plane here, and look at what it says at the back. It says injured, call Sweet James, 800-900-000. This is one of the planes that tend to come here, and this is one of the areas that you often see these kind of planes. And you got two drones here too. What are they doing up here? And that crosswalk, it is like acorns up here. Can hardly say anything, but just like acorns falling off of a tree. Look at the art here. You see, one of them's a painting at the Huntington Beach just after sunset. Some are just underwater, and look, they got surfboards of these too. One of them is pretty much the view of the Huntington Beach, and one of them is basically an underwater surfboard. A freaky one though, because it's a shark. It is just, well, about to get on the pier now.
I found you.
This.
You left your plate right here.
My what?
They call the guy. Yeah, you left.
My God. Yeah, like I couldn't even believe it. But you know, it might be one of those cases of high speeds or driving under the influence, whatever. But yeah, the front of that car just came off. That's nice. I can show it from here. Yeah, that's like on this truck. Here you get some commercials, but also the trailer of the Final Destination movie. Oh my god. This kid, he made it just at the right time. Amazing pre-sunset scenery here on what has been a hot Saturday. I gotta say, it was packed like a pack of Doritos at that Huntington Beach area. There's a bunch of events going on, but at the point that I left, there was... Wait. Okay, robot, am I a robot? All right, but yeah, at the point that I left, there was a car that the front of it had broken out, and there were two police officers that came to the scene, and there were like 10 to 15 people looking at what the heck happened. I guess it's crazy. In certain instances, for example, when it gets really crowded and people act like it's a work day, like they just want to rush and get back home. Wait, like another example, when you take the plane for 10 plus hours and you rush yourself back home, sometimes karma hits harder than a bullet, you know? And so basically the front of that car had come off. Well, this is unnecessary at this point. It's not like a day at the McDonald's drive-thru. You're waiting in line and you want to get your order, eventually get to the cashier and you make your order, this and that. That could be just another day. But holy moly, like when people appear to act so fast, then it's like eventually you crash into the shield of Captain America. I just found a downhill path. Let's see how this will work. As it says, obviously, I cannot ride my bike into this neighborhood. I found a way, nonetheless. Oh, look at this. That's an information board right here. Here's Upper Sulphur Creek Restoration Project. Here you got some pictures. It gives you some brief information of urbanization, vegetation in this area too, and how urbanization actually benefited the Sulphur Creek. As you can see, there was a construction in the Sulphur Creek here, and a picture from right above, which is basically before the restoration project had started back in the year of 2004. Wherever that area is blocked by the trees, basically that's where the creek is, and during huge rainstorms you get massive flows, but right now it is super dry. Like today's been a day of those in a heat wave, and look at these. It's a bunch of painted rocks here, especially that one in the front. It looks very cool, I gotta say. It's like a frog head, how can I say? It reminds me of something that I did in the 5th or the 6th grade. I did rock painting. These are looking really nice, I gotta say, especially that black and red one. But it was in a school trip that I had went on, and we had to each paint a rock in the art room. It was at the beginning of the school year, so it was the 3rd week, and we spent 2 days away from home. We painted rocks, we did rock climbing as well, and at the end of the summer it does turn out to get really windy, and high tides can be expected. And here's the creek. As you can see, there's not as much water flowing through. Some really good flowers here. Some of them are already dead, but at least when you get an ideal amount of rain, and they can form into a good set of flowers. Anyway, guys, so that was Saturday. Pretty much a rather creative Saturday here. Tomorrow is going to be Mother's Day, in which I plan to make a trip to the South Coast. At some point, we'll have to go to the Hoka shoe store in the South Coast Plaza Mall, and afterwards I'll grab some lunch and enjoy it. So that will do for today's vlog video. Hey guys, thank you for watching. Oh, there we go. Holy shit. How can I cross? Like, how can I cross from this point? Probably no one will really give a crap, but you know what? Never say never. If you want to be big and strong like Captain America, then never say never. But what can I say? This is me doing Mr. Different things. Alright guys, that's it from me. I will see you tomorrow.